Roberts virtually ran OSS. Donovan reported to him. The Dulles brothers reported to Canaris. So did Whiting. So did Richard Helms, who was in the Kennedy assassination. All the major players in OSS reported to Admiral Canaris. There are deep Vatican connections as well. Quite a few of them are Catholic. Donovan, for example, is a Catholic, and it's not just a straight reporting line to Admiral Canaris. There are also reporting lines into folks of the Vatican as well. It's not a straight German spy situation with Donovan. And of course, he ran the OSS and was able to appoint and promote spies like the Dulles brothers. Now, I joked with the State Department when I was there last, which was a couple of weeks ago. I said, look, at that time you guys renamed Dulles International Airport the Von Dulles International Flughafen, but they didn't quite. There was a rueful smile, Harry. I didn't get total agreement. I don't expect Dulles Airport will be renamed anytime soon. Now, the new agency was set up by Canaris, was called the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, or the German Defense Service. It had various cover organizations. One was the Deutsche Verteidigungsdienst, which was the German insurance office, and it used a number of German companies as fronts. It also has a number of front organizations. The Trilateral Commission is one, the Bilderberg Group is another. So it works largely through front organizations. It stayed deep in the background. It was only exposed to me because I led the bid to save Rolls-Royce from our community partner, the Hun, no offense intended, in '98. And our community partners came after me, and German intelligence exposed themselves to me in '98, and I became aware of this secret little office based near the Augsburger Strasse in Dachau. The Germans then tried to murder me in '99. That's the sort of thing that gets your attention. You know what it's like, Harry. If someone tries to kill you, they get your attention. Nothing more irritating than a failed assassination attempt, apart from a successful assassination attempt, which of course can be jolly irritating. In terms of exposure to the UK, it was not really until '98, in terms of somebody like myself who was willing to stand up to them. There were people who knew about them before '98 but weren't willing to do anything about them, or were working for them, which was no good at all. Now, the German strategy after '45 was to maintain and seize control of Western political establishments using existing assets and recruiting new ones. They had brothels, for example, at Cambridge, Oxford, and in London. Typically, they have a male brothel and a female brothel, and the males will not necessarily concentrate on female spies. They maneuvered their own people into power in Washington and in London. They like control of the bureaucracies, and they like control of central banks, and they like control of intelligence. So Germany, from the DVD's perspective, if they're targeting, say, the UK, their aim would be not so much the armed forces, who are difficult to penetrate because they're full of honest people and people with high ethical standards. They would go for intelligence, they would go for the political establishment, easy, and they would go for the civil service and the central bank. So they're the four key targets, and all fairly soft targets because they're full of people with private lives they wouldn't want disclosed, very easy to compromise into honey traps. Normally with the UK and America, it's honey traps. Normally with other countries, it's usually cash.